And the leadership has been challenging and calling all of us to become people whose lives are characterized by the Jesus Creed, by a love for God with everything we have, and a love for our neighbors as ourselves. A kind of love that gives ourselves away for the glory of God and the good of other people. And we thought tonight that it might be good as we hear James's words calling us again to the Jesus Creed, calling us to this kingdom law of love, to just hear a story from somebody here at IBC who has experienced that kind of love within our community. And to give us an example of the kind of love that God is calling us to. And so I'm going to invite Lori to come and join us. Lori Baldridge and her husband Kirk have been at IBC for about 8 years. And Lori, come and tell us your story.
We have a 5-year-old daughter, Nicole, who has Down syndrome. She's typically very sweet and outgoing, and able to enjoy most of the things that kids enjoy, like playing with her baby dolls, taking gymnastics, and going anywhere that has a slide or playground available. However, she also has a lot of the developmental delays that are normally found with Down syndrome. So it takes her longer to learn a new skill or concept, and she often struggles to follow along with the group. When she was 3, we were asked if we'd be interested in having a Sunshine Pal assigned to help her out in Sunday school class, and we jumped at the chance. We knew that she often needs a little extra help with activities, and we were glad to hear that she'd be able to get that without taking away the teacher's attention from the other students. Also, as outgoing as she is, she sometimes gets intimidated by large groups, which I can definitely relate to today. On those days, for her, just having her pals sit with her gives her the support that she needs until she can relax and actually begin to participate. As parents, the Sunshine Pal ministry has been a great blessing to us. We're able to attend and fully participate in worship services here because we know that she's well cared for, that she's enjoying herself, and that she's also learning. When she comes home, we can't necessarily have a conversation or ask her what the lesson was for that day, but we can see how much she's learning as she reenacts the children's worship time while teaching her dolls and her animals the songs that they've sung and the Bible verses that they're learning. And I'm guessing that she'll probably transfer that over to her little brother, whether he wants to or not. She meets him in a few months. As her speech has improved, it's been a joy for us to hear her sing about the depth of God's love, or that Jesus wants to be her friend forever, and to recognize that she's beginning to understand what those words really mean. As part of the Special Needs Ministry, Nicole also looks forward to respite care each month, when volunteers come and play with and care for the children for a few hours. All she knows is that she gets to come up and see some of her friends, like her current pals, Christy and Cheryl, or her good buddies, the Burkettos, John and Maureen, while she plays in the tubes or on the playground or whatever activities they have planned. Meanwhile, my husband Kirk and I get an opportunity to spend an evening together to actually have a complete conversation and just to take a break from being mom and dad for a while. We know that some of the other families who have children with even more complex needs, that break is even more crucial to helping them reconnect with one another. But none of this would be possible without the efforts of volunteers like John and Maureen Burketto. We first met Maureen as one of Nicole's Sunshine Pals and John via respite care. Nicole fell in love with both of them, and with good reason. From serving in the special needs classroom to sending out information about other activities available in the community for special needs kids, to also organizing the volunteers and the activities for respite care, Maureen really exemplifies faith and love in action. Both of the Burkettos, though, welcome each child with love and accept them unconditionally right where they are, something that I think all parents want for their children, regardless of their needs and abilities. We would really like to thank John and Maureen for helping Nicole to not only hear about the depth of God's love, but also to experience it each time she comes.
Now think about this. Little Nicole can't repay the caretakers with anything that the world values. And John and Maureen don't give love to this little girl because of anything that they get in return. John and Maureen so loved this little girl because they are Christians. And because this is the nature of Christian love. An other-oriented love that gives not because of what it hopes to get in return, but gives because what it has been given. A love that could never be merited and that can never be repaid. And James says that we're to be people who are characterized by the kingdom law of love. Loving other people sacrificially. That those who seek out to live out the kingdom vision of Jesus are to be people who sacrificially care for the weak and the needy. And they're to be people who live lives that are radically distinct from the world. Why? Because they live according to this kingdom vision by way of this kingdom law of love that is deeply grounded, deeply rooted in the gospel. Look what James says in verse 12.